First of all, I will tell you about how we decided to go here, how we find the startup.
How Much Travel is an app made for travelers to calculate the estimated budget of a trip, provide awesome recommendations, and save you time and money on planning trips around the world. Klavdia and her co-founders Anton and Slava built the company because they love to travel and wanted to create something that was easy to plan and manage a trip. Klavdia and Anton bought a one-way ticket to the US to build this business and are currently about to finish an accelerator program at its Startup Ventures. Tell me about the company and what was your inspiration for building this company? Let's start there.
Uh, First of all, I'm a traveler. I have visited already 50 countries. And it all started when I was planning my big trip to Australia. As usual, I watched travel shows, bloggers, read guides, went through the site with hotels, flights, and entertainment, and I calculated everything in my phone, so in my notes. It took about 2 weeks, and then I bought tickets and go. The first time were magical. Kangaroos, koalas, great waves, Bondi Beach, amazing nature. But in the middle of third week, I realized that my money completely finished. Yeah. So
Happens to us on a long
yeah,
trip.
yeah, yeah. So I needed to open new credit card and ask my friends to give me some money. So uh, Australia was much more expensive than the information on the internet told me. So it was a really big fail. At, at that moment, I thought how would be great to create something smart, like a website or a helper with that helps um, find out the exact budget of your future trip and help every traveler. So with this idea, I was flying about 26 hours in the plane back home and thought about every minute. After the jet lag, I immediately went and to tell my ideas to my future co-founders. Uh, that time they were the most famous product developers in our city. And we spent several days in discussions and understood that we need to make a pilot project. So they liked my idea, and we decided to create a first chatbot in Telegram and Facebook, and speed up and reduce the cost of the process. So that moment began the story of How Much Travel. At this moment, the name just floated from my head, and we decided to be at partners, cheers with champagne, and start working hard.
So, just out of curiosity, what was your favorite thing about Australia? When you were there, you spent quite a few weeks there. What was your favorite experience in Australia?
Amazing nature, amazing animals, amazing people, the most tasty coffee I ever yeah, I ever tried. So, and everywhere is beautiful, everywhere.
Hmm. Yeah, just nature beauty. I love that. So, you come from a small city in Russia, Smolensk. So what, what inspired, a small town Russian to want to travel to 50 countries? Like, where did this love for travel come from?
I don't know. I think it's come from my childhood. Um, uh, I love travel all my life. So I also adore to travel by car. So I drive all Europe by car. So I'm a driver traveler also. And a funny thing that I visited 50 countries, but I afraid of flying. Yeah, to be honest. Yeah,
you so you're
and
afraid of flying.
Yeah,
And literally just before the call, we were talking about how you got in a helicopter
yeah, yeah.
willingly to sightsee over New York City.
No
Talk
wine.
about no wine,
Yeah,
no doors on the helicopter.
yeah, yeah.
Talk about overcoming your fears, which is, coming back to that entrepreneur mindset. It's, even if something's scary, do it
Just do
anyways.
it.
Lean into
Just do
fear.
it.
Yes. Lean
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that fear because the experiences usually turn out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you just do it and feel so proud after that.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you
Absolutely.
just need to go out from your comfort zone every time.
Hmm. I love that. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable is a
Yeah.
great place to live as an entrepreneur. So, I mentioned this in the intro, and so for context to Bear Nation listening in, Klavdia and Anton are part of the Startup Ventures Accelerator Batch 11. I am a coach at Startup and do a lot of work with them, so I've had a chance to meet with How Much Travel a couple of times. And the first time I sat down with him and we're talking, and I asked the question of, why the U.S. and what is your plan after the accelerator ends? And Claudia looks at me straight face and said, "We bought a one-way ticket. We're not leaving." And
Yeah.
to me that was amazing. So tell us, tell me of your story, kind of your trip to New York City, what brought you here, and why a one-way ticket.
First of all, I will tell you about how we decided to go here, how we find the startup. So as we are travelers, all our team are travelers, and so we went to mountains for a ski this winter. And one day I received a letter that our project is interesting to a company in New York City, and they want to call us with us. It was Startup Ventures. Um, to be honest, there were too many useless calls in my life and letters, but so I didn't expect anything. So I agreed to make a call with them, um, but didn't realize the time, and I called them from the ski lift in the mountains. Yeah, yeah, I constantly lost mobile connection, no video, and after that call, there was a feeling just it was a big fail. But they liked our project. They said they help startups to become global at an early stage. We're making a few more calls with them. So I remember one call, I said that me and my co-founder, we have the visa to the United States. Now it's really difficult to get this visa from Russia. It's too hard. And they said, we're waiting for you. So we buy one-way ticket full of ambitions and hope. And now we're here with my co-founder, Anton, and don't know what will come of it, but I'm sure that it will be interesting and amazing experience and incredible. It's already incredible. It's, so many people that we met here for this just 1 month is just like alive here.
Yeah, that's amazing. And how come I'm not surprised that you would take that call from a ski lift?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
no big deal. I'm just in the mountains having a ski. Yeah, let's talk right now about this
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. I
Uh,
can tell
I
about
love
my
that.
setup on the ski lift. It's okay. Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the kind of thing too, right? Is that as an entrepreneur, especially as a millennial entrepreneur who loves to travel, visited 50 countries already, and you're building a product to help others travel, it only makes sense that you'd be taking calls while you're traveling, right? That boundary of work and play really kind of blend together, that personal and professional. And, as an entrepreneur, you're living the lifestyle of the brand that you're building, right? Your brand essence is the way you're living, and you're building it out of passion, out of energy. As you just said, you you have a vision to be here, and you're here seeing what happens, and you don't know what's going to happen after this. And I love that attitude of, you know what, we're going to come to New York, we're going to make this happen, we're going to go through this and learn as many lessons as possible and figure it out as we go. And that's all entrepreneurship is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to see you embody that, I love it. And I know you talk about how much you love your team, and I have to ask, and how is it, um, being co-founders with your husband, your partner? What is that experience like?
uh,
How's that been in the dynamic of your relationship?
we are growing together every day. So at home we are partners. At In the office we are uh, co-founders. So we have mm, the line between our personal life and work life.
And I think that's super healthy. One, I think it's amazing to be able to, you know, run a business with your life partner and one of your best friends in Slava, and having that as a co-founder group. But I think it's really important for, as millennial entrepreneurs, and as entrepreneurs in general, we let work take up so much of our time. And so when you work, live
Yeah,
every day with your partner, as a co-founder, it's really easy to fall in the trap of always be working. And so to setting those boundaries of what is the professional life and what is the personal, and grow together, I think is fantastic. And because I've got to meet the couple together, and seen, some of their trips and stuff, um, their ability to balance that is inspiring. And I know for a lot of entrepreneurs, that work life balance is tough. And so to see you do that, and build that out, I think is really cool. And I know that was a curveball question, but I just think it's really cool that you get to, have your partner and one of your best friends there for every step of your journey. It's a unique experience that not many people get, but I also know quite a few do, and it's a super cool thing to see how that's blossomed and grown, and will continue to grow from a both personal and professional level in y'all's lives.
yeah.
So, and one of the things that we talk about here is challenges, right? Growing a
Hmm.
business is not easy. And we talk about the vision, and the team, the love, and how much fun it's been. But let's talk about, what are some of the challenges that you've faced with your business to date in getting this started? What are some of the things that you've had to overcome as a company, and some of those lessons that you've learned that you can share with
Hmm.
our listeners?
Yeah, sure. Doing a business and building a startup, it sounds very romantic and cool for many people. It is, yeah. But of course, every day we face a lot of difficulties, and one of them is the difference between Russian users and Americans. So it's mm, we are trying to understand how work in US market. Also here in New York, everything is unbelievable. Everything is unbelievable expensive. So it's crazy. It's shocking every day. And everybody here is late for meetings. I don't know why. Which sometimes annoys me. Really. And about one more difficulty is to leave your comfort zone and comfort life in a small town and change the country and take one-way ticket to build a company here. It's a great experience for our entire team. But no doubt, guys, just do it. Really.
I love
Mm,
that. Even with the
yeah,
challenges, even with the
yeah,
hardships, you learn from that, right? And I think,
yeah,
something that you talk about, and we've talked about before, is, failure. It's okay to fail. It's okay
yeah.
to try something and it doesn't work, as long as you learn from it and listen to your customers. And that is something that How Much Travel embodies every day. So I love seeing that growth. And cultural challenges are tough, right? And when you look, I've had the lucky opportunity to sell into almost every country. Most of the countries in the world. There's a few that I haven't, but quite a bit of countries I've sold into, talked to, done business in. And there's all these nuances. And so you have to learn and really take into account what that's like. And that's where having an advisor, having mentors and coaches really help lift you up,
Yeah.
which you get through Starta. So tell me a little about, Starta called and gave you this opportunity. What about an accelerator program really inspired you to want to go through it, and how has the experience been going through and, offline and online accelerator, because this was a two-part accelerator due to the pandemic and travel. So, right, take the next step in the adventure. So obviously, right now you're seed funded, looking for or pre-seed funded, looking for angel
Mm-hmm.
investors to help scale the business. From a user perspective, what are you looking to accomplish in terms of growth over the next 30, 60 days? What are some of those growth goals that you're looking for and really pushing towards?
We want to attract as much users as possible. We want to show our traction that in May it was 0 users here, and then in the end of the summer we have 5,000 users, and some annual subscriptions and some purchases. So we need to share our growth, and I think it if users will like the app, we would be great.
Yeah. So really looking to get new users, get people to test out the
Yeah,
app,
yeah.
show that traction.
Mm-hmm.
For those out there listening, I will link the app in the show notes. Go download it.
Yeah.
You get, I think, one or two free calculations to test
Two
out,
free
and
calculation.
then
Yeah.
there it is. You get two free calculations. Test out a trip. Try it out. I will have Klavdia's information in there. Reach out to her. Let her know what you think of it. Provide, offer to be a user feedback survey, because they could use that, and that'd be a huge ask out of my community. But would love all you in Bear Nation to share some feedback. Download the app, test it out for free, and share some feedback with the team. And we're excited. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, and just share that vision, bring out that personality of the company. Right, what I love about this company is that the co-founders embody the mission of the business, which is travel and the love for travel. So I'm super excited and really looking forward to that pitch event, and I've loved hearing about your story and how you've overcome fear and failure to build an entrepreneurship endeavor, to build a business with amazing co-founders, one who happens to be your life partner, which is awesome. So as we close this out, we do a few questions that we ask all of our founders, and it's kind of leaving them with a lasting message. So my question to you would be, what advice would you give Gen Z, millennial entrepreneurs, or anybody who is thinking, who's entrepreneur minded and thinking about starting a business? What advice would you give to them right now?
um, my advice for them, for you guys, don't be afraid to be wrong. Mistakes are experience. Life is really too short not to try something new and try to do it. I would definitely regret if I had not overcome my fear and live in my hometown here and build a startup. It's better to regret what you did than what you did not. And dreams don't come true if you do nothing. So
I love that, right? You know, dreams only come true when you work for them, when you put
yeah,
intentional and authentic action behind them. And, I love it because one of the things that you embody from your growth and from the company's growth is this being curious, right? Going out and learning. And in fact,
yeah,
you said to me earlier, the thing that I really, as you just said, you don't want to regret anything. It's no one's going to do anything for you, right? You need to not sit
yeah,
still
yeah,
and wait for something to happen. You have to go make it happen. And you said that earlier. And I was like, that is such a key thing. And that you've embodied that through overcoming so many challenges in your visa to get here, just to get here, challenges of cultural diversity and understanding how to best align culturally, the English language. as not your native language,
Yeah.
so how to speak. And here you are about to pitch at a big event at the end of the month and just making things happen. All your fears coming to a head to speak and pitch the company in English, and you're leaning into it. So I think that's wonderful advice for entrepreneurs. Just do it, go out, get it done,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid. So I always like to ask entrepreneurs this: what is your superpower?
My superpower, um, I'm open-minded and a really easygoing person. I open for everything. And my next superpower, I cook incredibly tasty.
I love it. Well, I mean, if you're traveling so much, you have to be learning,
Yeah, yeah,
amazing dishes and food to cook. And I love that. Be open minded, right, to everything. Be easygoing. Embodying that you can learn from everyone and everything you do. And that kind of goes back to the advice: don't sit still. If you don't go out and learn, if you don't be open minded, you're never going to be open to what comes back into you and how that can help drive your dreams forward. So I love that. What is
yeah.
one book, resource, show, or piece of content that you would recommend right now for somebody to read, watch, consume?
Mm-hmm. Now it's a really a lot of materials in the internet. So I read about business and startups on Forbes, Inc., Bloomberg, and other similar resources. And for travel inspiration, you need to read Jules Verne. And after that, let's go, guys.
I love it. I love it. Some great resources and materials there for those to listen. And I have Forbes and Business Inc. and Fast Company all saved with like Google Alert updates. So I get email. I also have Morning Brew, The Hustle newsletter subscriptions to always be learning as well. So
Mhm.
I love that. So as we close this out, what is the lasting message that you want listeners to take away from this episode?
Hey, Rob, I can hear you.
Okay. And we're going to use it. Okay, you froze out. You back? You
Yeah,
good?
I'm back. Okay.
Okay. No worries. Perfect. We can edit that out, so not
Mm-hmm,
a
mm-hmm.
problem. So I'm going to ask the question again. So take two of the question. So as we close this episode out, what is the lasting message that you want listeners to take away from today?
Um, don't be afraid. First of all, um, travel as often as possible. Discover new places because travel is an experience that stays with you forever. Meet people. People are an incredible resource. Um, and of course, before every trip, use the HowMuchTravel app to save your time and money.
I love it. I love it. Right. As somebody who, I didn't start traveling till later in life. I, waited and, um, my experience moving to Italy and spending 2 years abroad and traveling the world was absolutely amazing and has opened up to so many people, experiences, things. So I love that. Don't be afraid, be open, be kind, be curious, and travel,
Yeah,
travel and learn. Right. The only way we can grow as a people, as a race, as humans, is to interact with others and experience amazing things that travel brings us to. So I love that as a lasting message. So where can our listeners find you? What are the socials and places that they should be looking to reach out and provide some feedback and connect?
so they can find me in Instagram, and my personal account is Honey Klavdia. And also, please follow the How Much Travel underscore app and give me your feedback or some ideas or share your experience. I'm very open to meet everyone and talk with everyone. So I'm excited.
I love that. Love that. Such a millennial Instagram. So I'll make sure to have both those Instagram handles tagged in the show notes so you can easily find it. I'll also have the app tagged to the Apple and Google App Store in the show notes for everybody. And yeah, let's share some great feedback with Klavdia. Download the app. You get those 2 free calculations. Share feedback. Klavdia, thank you so much for being a part of the show, sharing some of your challenges, some of your fears, and talking to us a little bit about the wise words of be kind, be curious, and don't be afraid. Be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable, or be comfortable with being uncomfortable
Yeah.
and making things happen. So thank you so much, Klavdia, for being a part of the Bare Necessities of Entrepreneurship podcast.
Thank you so much. It was so fun and so interesting. And I'm so excited and a little bit nervous. So thanks that you invite me.
Absolutely, glad to have you on, and I can't wait to come to the pitch competition on the 24th and watch you crush your pitch in English. So looking forward to it. Everybody, thank you. That's it for this episode of the Bare Necessities of Entrepreneurship. We'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bare Nation, thanks for listening to the Bare Necessities of Entrepreneurship. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a review.